Ooh, what it do, snackers and snackettes? It's your boy Gage. Jokes is in the building.
Yo,
Sid,
yo.
What's
you in the
happening?
building.
Yes, sir.
And it is time for a brand new episode of Loading Snacks Weekly, where we get together once a week and we talk about things that are happening in pop culture. And today,
And today,
hey Ben, what's up, Marcus? Hey, Jokes, the time was off by 2 minutes. They blaming you.
why it me? It's like it's
Hey, dog,
always
listen.
me. It's
Hey, listen.
always me.
Can I tell you what that means? That means you earned a reputation, sir.
You're right.
What up, G?
And it's tarnished because of this stupid timer.
It's not
Yeah,
helping.
yeah. Nah, I don't think that's what tarnished it, bro.
What up,
I don't want you walking around blaming the timer, bro, because I just don't think that's what it is, my guy. I really think there's something else here. Listen, here's what's gonna happen. Things are going to be a little bit different than what you're used to. What's up, H? What's up, J. Robert Deans? Alfonso, what's happening?
everybody.
Heather,
That
hi.
boy Carnage in the chat.
Mhm.
Listen, I said last week when we shot, when we did cutscenes, that cutscenes was going to change a little bit, and that we would be making adjustments to weekly according with it. I don't think so, J. Robert Deans. Hey, listen, let me tell you something, J. Robert Deans. I tried. I specifically
did.
picked that for you. I tried.
People spoke.
You know, it is what it is. And I'm going to be real with you. I did not vote. So, you know, we tried.
Neither
We'll
did I.
swing it back around in a couple of months and see what happens. Yeah, so you're gonna notice some changes a little bit to what you get with weekly. So we are going to begin to start to fuse some of the video game news into what we're doing when we do weekly, because it is kind of all pop culture, and we're making some adjustments to what cutscenes is. So cutscenes is on hiatus. Look at Cuddy. We the people. It is probably much harder to get that in there because of his age. J. Robert Dean's Thin Man being from 1934 and all. However, you know, maybe we'll do that as a side project or something if we
Yeah,
can.
I may go ahead. Yeah.
Get everybody's buy-in on it. You might have to work a little harder to sell it when you put that up there next time. I don't know if you could just put the Thin Man 1934. I don't know if that's gonna work. Yeah, so it's gonna be a little bit different. We're definitely gonna go through, you know what I mean, what you're used to with all the pop culture news, but we're going to add in some of the video game news and so forth. And that means that what we have right now is a packed show. So we got to get moving.
All right.
We got to get moving. So look, let's do this first. Let's talk about Scarlett Johansson and Disney and the MCU and the sewage. The suing, not the sewage, but
It wasn't that disgusting just yet.
I mean, it might be though. My man said we'll watch Thin Man with One Piece is finished, so that ain't happening.
Yeah, you got at least
man.
You got at least 5 years probably just for the manga, and then that's still got to finish
I
out the
One
show.
Piece, and then One Piece of Putin coming, and it's starting all over again.
Yeah. I'm ready for you, Marcus. I'm ready. I know you're free today. I'm letting you know I'm ready.
we may just have to do like a side. Maybe we'll watch it and we'll do like a special Spoiler Boys episode for Thin Man.
Oh,
you know what I mean? With you, we'll see what we can do. I've been meaning to text you these sexy ass controllers I've been seeing in my feed. Do they look like this, bro?
I know.
Do they look like that? Well, that means ready, bro. So look, let's talk about Scarlett. Let's talk about ScarJo. Did no one tell ScarJo? I mean, I don't know that it is
I don't
a dumb
think she
movie.
had control. I mean, I don't think she had.
Nah, she had control. Oh, you mean as far as when how they released the movie?
Right.
I guess let me get some clarification, J. Robert Deans. Are you saying it was dumb for her to sue Disney? Or are you saying that it was dumb for her to do the movie and let them put it out? Because I don't think she didn't have control over that. Is that what you're talking about, Jokes?
Yeah, like the way that they released it. Yep.
Yeah, she clearly didn't have control. Well, I mean, to an extent, she did, I think, have some control over the way it was released, at least based on what it sounds like was the way that her contract was structured. Ben said, I don't see what the big whoop is about ScarJo and Emma Stone suing Disney about releasing their flicks on Premiere Access on Disney Plus. So, dump the sue. I
don't know about that.
I don't know.
Listen, contract has some nice fine details in there about some money to be made.
Yeah, here's what it comes down to. It really does depend on the wording of the contract. Listen, contracts are super duper super finicky. And that's why it is so important to have really good lawyers. And I'm going to tell you that if there wasn't anything in it, she wouldn't be doing it. If she didn't have, she definitely lost money. They're both probably going to. Emma Stone jumping on it is a little. I don't know, but if nothing else, here's what I can tell you. There's probably a lot more happening behind the scenes than we realize. So what we do know is that she is suing Disney because of the simultaneous release of Black Widow to theaters and Disney Plus at the same time. And it is based on the fact that her contract says that there is supposed to be a certain amount of theater exclusivity before it hits other ways of viewing it. A large portion of the money that she is to be paid based on her contract comes from the initial theater sales. And so the decision to do something other than that has affected her money, plain and simple. Now, I can almost guarantee you that this is not just, her lawyers went to her and said, hey, look, your contract says this and you can do bing, bang, boom. I can almost guarantee you, just based on what I know about how the legal system tends to work. Good luck with that.
Behave yourself.
The reality of it is theater chains have probably contacted her. That is probably what really happened. The fallout that Disney has had with the theater chains based on the money lost has pushed some things. Like right now, if you look at the new Shang-Chi trailer, that joint says only in theaters.
Only in theaters.
Which was not a thing that was announced. They didn't say it was coming to Disney Plus, but they certainly didn't say it was going to only be in theaters. They are just now saying only in theaters. And I am positive that is because of the pushback that they're seeing that's coming from theaters and theater chains. The suing of the company may net her some money. More than likely what it's going to do is it's going to give her something other than money that will net her more money somewhere further down the line. So whether or not she gets some level of buy-in, like there is an undisclosed level of buy-in that Robert Downey Jr. has specifically in the MCU. And when I say MCU, I mean all of it. Everything that has anything to do with the MCU, Robert Downey Jr. has a piece of in some way. That is the way that his contract is structured because he was smart. So it could be that she's going to end up getting something like that. I doubt that it ends up being just like some sort of a straight payday. Here's a lump sum for what we viewed the movie to be valued at based on what everything else has done, kind of a thing. Like, they could do that. We'll have to see. You know what I mean? And or it could be that they have to restructure her contract to give her a larger pot of the money that comes from everywhere else that it gets views instead of just from the theater. You know what I mean? If the bulk of her money was supposed to come from the money that was made in the theater, and then she was getting a smaller residual royalty based on what happened after that, she's probably suing them not for a lump sum of money, but for a larger percentage of what comes from everything beyond the theater. Listen, Rocky, you're right. Millionaires asking for more millions. But let me tell you something. If it was your money,
you would be doing the exact
somebody,
same thing.
It doesn't matter how much money it is. If it was your money and you had a contract that said, this is how you're supposed to get paid, and there's an exclusive window, that exclusive window is designed to help guarantee you a certain amount of money. It just is, right? And so if you're supposed to have something, she's owed what she's owed. And Disney has to do right by that. There just is there's no ifs, ands, or buts, about that. So all of these deals and things that we're seeing are all going to change the way that these things. This is the kind of thing that will change the way contracts are structured.
Dude, definitely going forward.
In my time, in my experience working in media, selling media, DVDs and CDs and stuff like that, like I can remember the transition where all of a sudden there was a way for these companies, your NBCs, your Foxes, your what have you, to take old TV shows. People all of a sudden, they wanted Good Times and they wanted Fat Albert and they wanted, whatever they could find. They wanted Married with Children. They wanted all these shows that were in syndication, but now there was a way for them to put them on a format and sell them to people. And that just didn't exist with VHS. So no actor, no executive producer, no best boy or best boy grip, you know what I mean, had something worked into their contract that said 15 years from now, 20 years from now, when you're able to package this and sell it to people so they can watch it again, I still get something for the work that I did, right? Those contracts didn't exist. And we see it consistently now when we're asking for people like, hey, I want them to remake Tony Hawk. How hard is that when somebody's got to go in and renegotiate the contracts for the music and the licensing and all that kind of stuff? It's just kind of tough. Alfonso said, did that mess up screening the movie at home? I don't think it messed up screening the movie at home. I mean, I think it worked wonders for screening movies at home, but I do think, yes, it's going to have an effect on what that means. Now, how long that actually lasts depends on whether or not this Delta variant messes everything else up.
Yep.
And we're right back to where we were, which is a possibility, right?
Yep.
J. Robert Dean said, unfortunately, the metrics of the suit don't look good as we're looking very possibly at, I lost it. Hold up.
There it is.
At another lockdown. Exactly. Again, that's what I'm saying. Pepsi Man 267 says, what's her leverage? Black Widow was an origin movie, but as far as the MCU is concerned, Black Widow is dead. I mean, you're correct. There is going to be another Black Widow. We saw Black Widow basically get replaced with a new Black Widow. We know that there's more than one Black Widow. Natasha Romanoff is dead. Yes. Her leverage is just her contract. It doesn't. There isn't. I mean, she doesn't have to have anything else, right? She has her contract. And here's the other thing. Let's put it this way. What her actual leverage is outside of her contract is the fact that she's a woman. That this is the first time that Disney paid a leading role to a woman and paid the same amount as they paid to the male counterparts. She has the fact that all of this other rhetoric that was going on, all of what's happening right now with Activision Blizzard, right? With just the way Hollywood and entertainment in general tends to treat women, how they don't get the same deals, the way that those things are worked out, those things are in her favor. It will be terrible for Disney if they look bad. It does not matter whether or not she's still supposed to be a member of the MCU anymore. For most people, again, these movies have been going on for 10 or 11 years. People have grown up with her. So they know her. They understand her. And I'm sure she's probably voicing her character in What If. Yeah. Right?
Maybe.
And you also got to look at later down the line when they're trying to get Phase 5 going and so forth, and they're trying to get actors and actresses, to come on board to the MCU. They could easily go back and look at this. If they don't do her right, and they be like, nah, man, I don't think I want to work with y'all. I see how y'all did her dirty. You know what I mean? So they got to look at the long play as well.
Right. Again, Emma Stone jumping on it. When you look at what's happening, look at Jungle Cruise. Okay, that joint coming and going to both theaters and the Disney Plus. If The Rock jumps on it, if anybody else in that movie does the same thing, if that turns into a thing, this could be. And again, we're talking about setting precedents. So this is them going at Disney, who is the biggest. There's no two ways about it. Again, Disney is the only company that takes more than a 50% cut of ticket sales. They generally take somewhere between 55 and 65% of ticket sales. They get more money from theaters than anyone else does. They have the power. So somebody gets to push back a little bit and say, look, for all the power you have, not me. You're not doing it to me. And that could be a very, very big deal, especially with what's going on with HBO Max and what's going on with everybody else is looking at that. And so now everybody's going to be looking at how they structure their contract and so forth. Yeah. Rocky said, still haven't seen it because I wasn't paying 30. Listen, and that's cool. For me, I've seen it like 5 times. The 30 was cool. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Speaking of what if, looking forward to the possibilities in motion next week. Agree. What if's gonna be a big deal, and that's another thing we need to talk about because I saw a tweet earlier from Dave Bautista where he was being asked why he wasn't voicing Drax, and my man just straight up said, "Anybody asked me?"
Yeah,
they didn't ask me. To which James Gunn replied, "What?" With a large capital.
That was a stone cold what right there,
which could turn into something else. Could definitely turn on to something else. Greg says ScarJo isn't the reason, but she gets to use it as leverage, and rightfully so. I mean, yes, yes, rightfully so. I mean, should it? What's Shorty name play Captain Marvel? I can't. She slipped.
Oh, Brie Larson.
Yeah. Should it be her? Nah, dog. You know what I mean? So it is. It just that's what it is. Pepsi Man said, Brandon, you're on point as usual. Best Buy should have sent you the corporate. Yeah, we'll take that. Cuddy says depends on their deals. Rock and ScarJo deal was likely different since it was pre-COVID. Again, possibly, but it doesn't. But again, the deal being pre-COVID means that there's a likelihood that their contracts say the same thing, that they're getting paid a certain percentage of what the theaters bring in, and that there is supposed to be an exclusivity window that is supposed to drive people to the theater in order to watch it, so that the theater makes more money, which in turn gives them as the actors more money. Their contracts are probably written so that their royalties are based on that, and they're getting a lot less on the back end. So again, you got to think about it. Those contracts for them are structured so that they have to spend this amount of time flying from place to place and doing PR, sitting down in front of people and taking interview after interview after interview, going, you know what I mean? Like, there is so much that goes on with that. How often they have to post to their own personal Instagrams about the movie and what's going on with it. Like, those things, don't think that they just post that because they feel like it and they're really proud of their work. It's in their contract.
No, it's in the contract. Yeah.
It's in their contract. Period. Ben said, as much as say I love The Rock, he don't need to jump on the suit train. Listen, he doesn't. But that dude is the highest paid actor in Hollywood. If he jumps on the train, it's going to be a problem. And if there are women or lawyers who can talk to him and say, hey, listen, buddy, check this out. If any theater chain comes to him and says, listen, you do this for us because we need Disney to do right by us, we'll make sure we give you a percentage of everything we bring in. We'll give you a percentage of all your movies. Like, you have no idea how those deals are being worked out on the back end. But I can guarantee you it's more than just ScarJo being like, hey, my movie wasn't in the theater for 90 days before such and such. I'm suing you. Like, it's nowhere near that simple. It just isn't. They do say what if it's canon, and we're definitely going to talk about that. I know Scarlett better hire our only lawyer team. I guarantee you that whoever she has is the kind of lawyer that is worthy of suing Disney. Period.
If you're gonna jump out there, you
that's a whole squad right there. You got the lawyers, the lawyers. Ace Attorney. You got.
It makes sense that what if it's canon, it probably happened because of Loki. Absolutely. They have verified. It has been said. The showrunner for What If said that it is canon. It is part of the multiverse. So yes, it is because of what happened in Loki, which means we might get mutants. Are we getting mutants? Just answer the question.
Yes.
No.
For real? Just like that.
Because like that. Look, multiverse just makes it simple. They can acknowledge that all that occurred in all them X-Men movies and all that happened in universe XYZ, whatever. Done. Mutants exist. And you don't have to even go any further than that.
I feel you. Ben, I have not seen Jungle Cruise yet. I didn't because my kids don't care. Like, they don't care, so they didn't ask, so I didn't get it. But I was thinking about it. And if you're telling me I need to do it, I might drop the 30. We'll see.
I'll probably watch it tomorrow.
We'll see, because that Suicide Squad this week.
Oh, yes.
Movie of the month. I'm just saying. got buried, but Kev Evans back in ScarJo. Interesting. I mean, listen, Feige is right, and realistically, his money is probably tied to the same thing. He probably has money.
Oh yeah,
that comes to him the same way hers does. So it might be a little different. He might not be ready to sue, but it wouldn't surprise me. You're right, G. They can do anything they want to now. So, G, are we getting mutants? You might as well just drop it in the comments. Everybody in the comments, are we getting mutants and what if? I need to know. Are we getting mutants?
No.
We're not getting mutants.
We're not getting mutants.
How long before we get mutants?
Maybe sometime in phase 5, not phase 4.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, if it doesn't
phase 5.
Okay, hold on. I need you to put a timestamp on phase 4. How long is phase 4?
Oh God,
that's what I was.
It is inevitable. Alfonso says not yet. It's not happening in What If. Okay.
I think phase 4 is what, 2022, maybe into 2023, possibly.
4 is at least through 2023, because that's when what's the last jump? Like, they threw one movie is announced before, like Fantastic Four has no release date. But there's something in there that has 2023, and Fantastic Four we know is at the end of that jump.
So I'll say 2024 at the earliest.
Okay, 2024 at the earliest. After Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four ending phase 4? Does that make sense? Fantastic Four ends phase 4?
I mean, it rolls off the tongue well, so why not?
How mad are you about that? Yes, Ben, I saw the new Venom trailer. We are definitely going to talk about that. Are you Fantastic Four, bro?
You know, we're not fans of the Fantastic Four.
Not at all.
So
Fantastic Four
I have no excitement for it whatsoever. But
it might
I would say in Feige we trust. You know what I mean? So who knows? More than likely, I'll see the trailer when it comes down and be like, okay, I still don't like none of these people, but I'm more excited to go see this movie now.
Can I tell you that I think the thing that's going to make me the most upset is if they change any of them. If any of them are not just like the Fantastic Four, like I'm used to, I'm going to be upset.
I don't think they would do that.
I don't want them to. I don't want them to change genders or races or. I don't want I don't want Ben Grimm to be. I want Slim to be orange, like a pumpkin, dog. Like, just give me old pumpkin rocks. I don't play with it.
I think Feige's going to do it the exact way the comics and the shows have done it. I don't think he's going to deviate from it. I think we'll get those original versions of the Fantastic Four. I feel like the only thing he may do is try to maybe twist on abilities a little bit or something to kind of not make certain ones lame than anything else. But I mean, it's in Feige we trust. I'm at this point now, the dude has done amazing alongside of the MCU, and I don't see him stopping and just say, "Oh, you know what? I'm going to make Fantastic Four garbage because everyone hates the Fantastic Four anyway."
Hey, dog, listen, I'm gonna be real with you. It wouldn't surprise me if Feige is ready to walk before we get that far. Like, if he's just ready to kind of pass the reins down and find somebody else to kind of start. I'm keeping it real.
I know.
Feige been around for a long time. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's been around for a long time. He's got a lot of money. I mean, Feige worked on like the first X-Men movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, my man's been around for a minute, but because he worked on the first X-Men movie, I feel like if nothing else, he's going to want to stick around until he at least gets the first X-Men into the MCU. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I feel like he may want to come like full circle that way. But at some point, just like all these actors kind of have to move on and they got to bring somebody else in, and you kind of have to bring other characters in because, again, they're going to age out. At some point, he's going to have to. You know what I mean?
And who knows what's going to happen with this lawsuit, how he might feel about, staying there depending on how this lawsuit goes since he's back in Black Widow. So
that's correct.
We got to see how this shakes up too. He might not want to stay around after this.
Yeah. I saw Cuddy say that he don't think we get any mutants before Blade. That's highly possible. That's highly possible. Marcus says Dr. Doom or bust. Listen, man.
Doom will come. Doom, hey, look. That's probably
if Fantastic Four is coming, Doom has to come. Like, there's just no two ways about it. but I really could live without him. I just like, I don't know, man. Like there's just, I'm not saying they can't redo it and do it right. I just really almost don't want them to. Like listen, if they could bring the Fantastic Four in and make Mole Man a threat.
Well, if anybody can do it.
You see what I'm saying?
Hey, we thought Ant-Man was going to be garbage.
And Pepsi Man said they need to take a page out of Ryan Reynolds' book because Free Guy was supposed to have been released and he just held it. See, here's the thing. Not a lot of actors have that kind of power.
And plus, Black Widow was so old. It had been pushed back so many times before. And, you know, these Marvel movies are telling a story constantly. So we're now getting to the point where we need to put this thing out
and
because
you can't move them around
stuff's starting to get spoiled and all that kind of stuff. There's characters showing up, people don't know who they are, like
Funko Pops.
It's the risk, you know. It's the risk when you tell a story like this.
You have merchandising and marketing deals that are in place that you can't stop. You know, Free Guy. Listen, let's keep it a buck. I don't know that Free Guy is really doing anything. Like if you saw it and you really liked it, but realistically, Ryan Reynolds holding Free Guy. I mean, again, whatever buy-in he had, whatever say-so he had in making that happen, most actors don't have. They just don't have the ability or the pull to say, nah, just keep holding the movie. And again, with something like the MCU, where everything else in some manner is bang on, even though this movie is a prequel, even though we already know what happened to the character, there were things in there that are going to affect everything else we're going to see that we haven't seen yet. Yep. The importance of a movie like Shang-Chi, again, continuing to be that we don't know what time frame that takes place in. We don't know what happened to any of them during the snap. We don't know what's going on with any of that. We don't know how, if in any way the multiverse affected it. We don't know anything. And so, again, they really are in a position to do anything. And no, we haven't forgotten about Wanda.
No,
we haven't forgotten about Wanda. You know what I mean? Again, Wanda is still a threat, but they didn't give her a movie. And the fact that she does not have her own movie doesn't put her in the same position as ScarJo. What she got was a show that was always designed to go straight to Disney Plus. So her money's good.
That was made differently.
You know what I mean? So it's a little different. What's up, Domingo? J. Robert Dean said, can we not do Dr. Doom for a while? Seriously, Mole Man would be great. Again, yes, a giant kaiju, something other. Again, look, they can skip Dr. Doom altogether and do Galactus if they want to. I feel like that's going too far, but when you already have the Eternals, you absolutely can do Galactus.
I feel like they should end up going the Galactus route just because we're going more cosmic and all that kind of stuff. I feel like that should be.
It makes perfect sense. He had already been introduced. Like we were already with Fantastic Four introduced to Galactus. Like that was a thing, but
yeah. Hey, listen, F4 are the first superhero family. Then Guardians of the Galaxy took that label. Listen, you're right. It doesn't change. They can
retcon that real easy and just say part
of. I can't stand F4. I cannot stand it.
Fantastic Four.
Sorry, Sam.
They listen. It's not that there aren't great stories that have been told or ready to be told.
They're just so boring.
It hasn't been done well, and they're boring. They're boring. They shouldn't be. Like their power shouldn't be boring. They really need to. Again, I don't want to go off on it because I get listen.
Fantastic Four.
I start listen. If I get to talking about Sue Storm and how powerful she really is, it'll be like me bad-mouthing Batman. So let's just not get into it. But we'll see what happens when they decide to cross that road. Right now, they're taking characters again like Shang-Chi that have been more or less dead and gone. Like nobody cares, but they will. They do now, and they will.
Oh yeah,
this is shaping up to be a thing. Again, Guardians of the Galaxy, nobody cared, but they do now. For real, Captain America and Iron Man, nobody cared. Thor, nobody cared. People only cared about the X-Men. They only cared about mutants. The rest of those characters, man, they were all B tier. So they took them and they elevated them to another level. What's up, Perk?
Yo.
Yeah. Doesn't Ryan still have part ownership in Deadpool? I mean, sure. He's got something. I mean, I don't listen. When Disney bought out the rights from Fox, I don't know how that all transferred over.
Yeah.
We just know that Disney knows that it wouldn't be smart for them to not continue to use him to play that role. So, for all intents and purposes, if I had to guess, my guess is that Deadpool probably shows up somewhere in What If or shows up in somebody else's movie in the role that he normally plays, which is like, I can break the fourth wall and be in anybody's things, which more or less will probably make him the first mutant we actually see. If we don't count the ones that we technically got, like there was a mutant in Black Widow, technically.
And I was going to say, after looking at the Venom 2 trailer, there's a potential mutant there as well too, and maybe they're going to do it on that side of the playing field.
Yeah. Heather said I like them, but I think it's due to old cartoon I think I used to watch. Listen, that's cool. I want you to know that of all the major superhero teams that Marvel has, Fantastic Four is the worst one. I stand by that.
For me there.
I stand by that. Rocky said, Cap, I agree, but Iron Man had his OG fans. Listen, yes, which is probably why they put it out first.
Yeah.
Still, for all intents and purposes, C tier at the most, D tier. In 2011, C tier, D tier, easy. Because again, nobody cared about anybody but Wolverine. Like that's what people wanted to see.
Wolverine and the X-Men.
That's what it was. Like I said, it was Spider-Man and all his characters. Perp said, I just want to say, all I need at the end of Venom is then seeing Tom Holland, Spider-Man, and Venom saying that Spider-Kid looks cool. Can we eat him? Let me tell you something. I've been hearing a lot of talk in the backgrounds about Tom Holland supposedly showing up in this movie, because it is believed that there's a high possibility that Venom's not going to be able to defeat Carnage by himself, and that is going to take the help of someone else.
Okay.
And if what's happening, if you look at the trailer, so there's a scene in the trailer where Carnage grabs. It might be somebody like I don't know, one of the jailers or whatever, and like jams like a throat, like like down Slim's throat.
Yeah. Straight
and
head
it looks like there was a run not too long ago in the comics where this dude was literally just turning people into other Carnages, and there was a ton of them, and Slim was going off. He was whooping Wolverine, Cap, like he was everywhere. Like they just couldn't stop him. That's not a thing that Venom like Venom in the comic books now will beat the brakes off of Carnage, but it also stands to be seen if there's a moment at the end where Venom like is afraid and like retreats back into Eddie and is like, that's a red one.
Oh,
like,
that's almost funny.
And we don't know if that actually means that they're gonna do something. Yeah, Shriek could show up to help Venom for sure.
That'd be going.
Yeah, look, the idea of Venom teaming up with Spider-Man is probably inevitable, but it doesn't have to happen. It should have happened. I also saw people saying that they feel like Sony is doing the most right now to put villains at the forefront. Like they're doing the best job of pushing villains forward. Do y'all feel that? Is that no?
I feel like they're trying to with certain villains, they're trying to run that fine line of being able to market them. Oh, I don't want to say like what they try to do with Harley Quinn, like how they were. Well, Harley Quinn was they're confused with her, like they just don't know what they want to do with her. But I feel like they're trying to tread that line on trying to be like, you know what, we could kind of play Venom on both sides. Now, granted, Venom goes good in the comics at a certain point. You know, he turns evil back at certain points. Like so, like it's a thing. But it's like the way that they're doing it right now is they're just trying to walk that line, and then with him, it seems like they're just going to make an abrupt turn. Like my man is just going to like just go evil. I don't know if like something's going to happen in Eddie's life once again. Venom maybe becomes corrupted somehow, and he starts becoming like the eating people thing. Like it's funny, it's hilarious, but it's like
I don't like
it. I get it. They make it funny and hilarious, but if you make that to a true threat, and he's like, "Yo, I'm going to eat everybody," and like, you got to figure out which way you want to run with that. Because right now, if he says it and he's trying to be serious, I'm gonna laugh my ass off because that's the way that it's designed to be right now with him.
Yeah, I think seeing what they're doing with Venom, seeing what they're doing with Loki, trying to bring certain villains around to, get people to love them and like them and champion them more. I can see that being a route that Disney is looking at kind of going forward, just picking and choosing the right characters to do it with. I mean, heck, a lot of people love, Thanos, and he was a major villain. You know what I mean? DC is
no doubt.
Marvel's
good at that.
But that was mostly because of his philosophy and how everything was, and people could relate to it. So
that's still
same thing.
Same thing with Killmonger.
Right.
Yeah.
Again, I've said multiple times that I think what MCU has been doing with their villains, making them, humanizing them, making you see their side and understanding where they're coming from is a big deal. Again, Perp said he has to agree, but can't count out DC, and that was actually my next thing. Is Black Adam? Man, they do this Black Adam right, bruh. Yes. And I feel like they're gonna.
Fingers crossed.
They might have something serious with at least one villain. I do think, J. Robert Deans has a good point. Sony appears to be trying to create a Spidey Suicide Squad. I mean, something like that. DC
Sinister
doing
Six
Suicide Squad. I mean, they're all villains, right? They want to do a Sinister Six. That kind of is a thing. Loki isn't a villain. He lost that privilege. I mean, for all intents and purposes, he's an anti-hero.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what he is.
Plus, Loki's being Loki. Like, there's he for all we know, still he's got some ulterior motive that is behind the curtain.
True.
And he is just waiting for the opportune moment. And until then, if it means he's got to actually save the world and save the universe, he's gonna do it. And then when the moment presents itself,
he's just waiting for all the pieces to be lined up. Right. Yeah, that's a very big possibility.
All villains think they're doing the right thing. Perp said I want to see DC do a Freeze movie. I think there's a lot they could do with that. You're absolutely right, but it would still be a Batman movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. That's the problem. Like everything that DC does, they lean into either Batman or Superman, maybe Wonder Woman, but everything else, like even like their animated stuff, like they're getting away from that to an extent with the live action, like with stuff you see like with Suicide Squad, but like what more or less the Suicide Squad, like Attack on Arkham, was
a Batman movie.
Batman Attack on Arkham was what it was called. You know what I mean? Like
even in the Suicide Squad game coming out, Superman was the adversary.
Correct. They will consistently use those characters to pull people in to I guess try to help make sure that the mainstream public knows that these are characters that are actually tied to the DC universe. You know what I mean? In some way. So they haven't outgrown their need to use the names and symbols of Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman to do any other story they want to do. You know what I mean? And like, I think that there is something to be said for the fact that Venom, being as successful as it was with zero Spider-Man, is a testament to doing something right. Let's not talk about how I feel about it. Let's talk about.
But a lot of people seem to love. A lot of people do seem to love Venom. Yeah.
Right. And whether they're wrong or not.
Hey, look, the whole time I was watching the trailer, I was like, hey, B got to be so pissed right now.
You know what? Here's the thing. Let me tell you something. I absolutely hate the back and forth, the Reddit, like the odd couple thing between Eddie and Venom. Like, I hate it. I think that's the stupidest thing. But I'm going to tell you what. Carnage looks right. Like, I actually don't like the way Venom looks. Carnage looks right. Like, that joint, he looks good, bruh. And, like, watching that joint, I was like, shoot, I might have to watch this joint. Like, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, I watched that trailer like 3 times back to back, and I was like,
I'm right there with you. I feel like the Carnage pieces, because they're not gonna have to worry about that.
They definitely wrong.
Hey, but since I have a feeling that with the Carnage pieces, they may not have to worry about like that balancing between potentially like two two characters in one. Like, we don't know if Carnage is going to have his own mind or whatnot ever. Even like in the 90s Spider-Man Joan, Carnage didn't necessarily have his own mind, but he was his own entity per se. But when he got Cletus Cassidy, it was just his aura, his evil, this dark heart. Like, it just amplified it more. So it wasn't per se like having two personalities. Well, he already had, in a sense, multiple personalities as himself.
I mean, the red symbiotes are supposed to be pure evil. Like, they are. Like, that's what they're supposed to be. And so maybe that's what it is. Woody looks like the Carnage suit. Hey, listen, man. Down to the red suit my man is wearing, like, that joint's fire, dog.
That joint's dope. That joint.
I don't know.
Here's my favorite thing about the trailer.
Stop pressing me out about this Cobra Kai, man. I'm gonna get to it when I get to it. It might be never, but
I don't plan on getting to it.
Listen, I'm trying. I don't listen. Here's the thing. I can't let the fact that somebody in something else is playing somebody in something I might already want to see, because that might taint it for me. You know what I mean? Like, I want to keep my expectations. Like, I'm not one of them people who, I don't generally any longer get into like, oh, so-and-so is in it, I'm watching it. That's not really a thing for me anymore. It's not. I'm not sure exactly why. Here's the thing. I actually think that Cassidy biting Venom to turn into Carnage probably makes the most sense as far as them being able to do it within the context of the film. And for where this joint is so far outside of what the comic books are anyway, you know what I mean? That you just have to be like, all right, this is y'all, do y'all thing. It is what it is. You know what I mean? And that's, I'm okay with it. I'm actually okay with that.
That. Honestly, I think he has the symbiote beforehand. Like, I think during all the stuff that's going on, just from the way that he talks to Eddie Brock, I just feel like either he's been exposed to a symbiote somewhere before in there for it, and maybe he's experienced something. Like, I feel like it's already implanted, and maybe him biting Venom, I don't know, awakens something that in him, and they'll use it, like, say, because he's a serial killer. I feel like maybe he had the run-in with the symbiote a longer time ago, but maybe it just hadn't presented itself because the right things haven't happened. But now, since Venom is here and is on Earth, I feel like now this is what is triggering Carnage to actually rear his ugly head. Because the way he talks to him,
I'm gonna tell you what.
I know nothing about Carnage.
You be shooting for the moon, dog. Like, I don't know where you got any of what you just said, dog. Like, you literally just made all that up. Like, you just decided.
He's already a serial killer. The guy's
I know that. What does that have to do with Carnage? Like, what does that have to do with, how does he get the symbiote beforehand? That's what I'm trying. Hey, listen, dog. Hey, listen. I know he's a serial killer. I know that's what he is. What I'm trying to figure out is where you're saying my man got this. You know what? I don't even want to know. Here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna box your story in right here, right now. Y'all clip that joint, and if he turns out to be right, then okay. In the comic books, he was breaking out of jail, and a little piece of Venom got left behind, and that's how he got it.
That's how he got it. I get it. Like, I get it.
My man's not breaking Cletus out of jail. He ain't breaking him out of jail. I don't know where you think he got the symbiote from, but I'm just going to tell you that the fact alone that Venom does what he does and he's never had contact with Spider-Man, the whole joint is fluke. So let's not get me started, dog. Whole joint fluke. So you can have whatever you want. Purpose said, do you think it's possible that Venom will detach from himself from Eddie at the end of this movie because Venom does say he needs to be free? It's possible. And I think if he does, then it is maybe going to be something that is leading into something with the multiverse. I think that if we don't see Tom at the end of this, if we don't see Tom Holland Spider-Man at the end of this, I do think in some way we're going to get Tom Hardy and or Venom in some manner in
the Spider-Man
Remember in the Spider-Man, in multiverse. Like I think we'll see it there. It's possible. And they could do it under pretenses like Eddie is sick, which is how it happened before. I think that the idea of, I mean, I don't know what Tom Hardy's contracts look like, but I think the idea of Venom separating himself from Eddie if Eddie is sick and somehow ending up with Flash Thompson, who is getting ready to graduate high school and probably go into the military, and the possibility of him becoming Agent Venom in some way, leading into all of what we have seen, like the way they're building things, it certainly could happen. I just think it's a bit less likely because it would mean that Sony would have to relinquish more control over Spider-Man in the franchises that they currently have the licensing to the MCU. I don't know. I'm not sure how that would happen. Again, Flash, I mean, all that Spider-Man stuff is Sony, so they certainly could do it, and he could end up with it in some manner, right? Flash apparently has money. He could end up in San Francisco somehow and get a piece of the suit, or end up with it, or something like that. Like, it's totally possible. We had to see.
No, they're gonna drop that trailer at some point, Perk. That's just too much on the internet. That's just too much traffic.
After the Spider movie comes out.
Nah, that'll get the socials bubbling and trending all day. Nah, they're gonna make sure they get the trailer.
Just let it be.
You want them to Beyonce a joint?
Right.
Drop a whole movie? Nah.
But honestly, it was just like I agree with it. This Spider-Man joint could be the one just off the sheer everyone making assumptions, all the fact that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield possibly may be in it. Like, let them drop a trailer and just show one other Spidey in this movie. It ain't even the two of them. It could be Miles. You show one other Spidey. It don't matter which one it is. If people are going to lose it already.
I think the reality of it is that right now, more than likely, to put together a trailer that works in any real way, even if it's a teaser for the next Spider-Man movie, would ruin something we haven't seen yet. Mm-hmm. I think that there are things that are getting ready to happen in Shang-Chi and in Eternals, and based on what's happened with multiverse, like, I think that there are things that are just, they already started messing it up because of the Funko Pops. Like, they already messed it up.
And the figures,
like, you can't, like, Spider-Man can't be Doctor Strange, but he about to be Doctor Strange. So, like, let's just, like, they already messed it up. So we don't even really need a trailer. I mean, I need a trailer, but they don't have to give us a trailer.
It, no, just drop.
All they gotta do is give me a date. I'll be there. You know what I'm saying?
Facts, yeah, facts.
I call out. They Beyonce that joint, I'm calling out. I'm just telling you right now, ain't going to work.
Around the world, there will be so many call outs if they just Beyonce that joint.
Hey, Tom Holland just
everybody calling out.
Just get on the live. Hey guys, I'm not supposed to tell you this, but the movie is actually going to come out tomorrow, so you guys have to be ready because it's going to come out. Oh, they're coming in the room. I got to leave, guys. It's coming out tomorrow. Something stupid.
I'm not with it. I don't want to see that happen. Curveball. What would you like to see as a what if?
Oh, good.
Yeah. While you're thinking about it, in the chat, I need some help. Can y'all tell me, like, just, you don't have to put links, but just tell me, like, where are your favorite places to buy, like, geeky stuff from? Where do you get your toys, your collectibles, your, like, where are you going to get the things that you really like that are kind of one-offs, or, you know, just whatever? Like, where do you like? Are you Hot Topic people? Are you at Box Lunch? Like, I want to know where y'all like to go to get your geek, your paraphernalia, your stuff you would show off. I want to know where you're going to get that. And while y'all are setting that up for me, I just want to throw out here, do y'all think Horizon Forbidden West is going to get delayed? Is it actually delayed?
Mm-hmm.
Is it not coming out till 2022?
It's not coming out till next year.
What if Disney had never bought Marvel? Who would own Marvel under that circumstance, J. Robert Deans? Perks said Spencer. I dig it. The last Spider-Man hat I bought, I got from Spencer's. It was a move. Yeah, if Disney had never bought Marvel, none of this works. We don't have any of this. I think the more important would be what if Disney had never bought Star Wars. But
now, that's one I've never heard of.
East Starland in Greenbelt.
It's been a while since I made that trip.
Box Lunch Toy Wiz. Hold on. Some of these are straight up online. What is Trolling Toad, bro?
Yeah,
You
Trolling
like
Toad,
making up
I am
stuff.
not familiar with at all.
Hey,
Toy
dog.
Wiz, I am. Because Toy Wiz is actually where I get Pokemon cards from sometimes. Because they
Where is it?
dropping the Jones you can order online.
Starland moved to VA. The joint off of I know that Starland didn't move. That Starland was there before the joint in Greenbelt was there. I used to go to that Starland all the time. All the time.
And then that
was a long trip, bro.
Belt,
They're like literally on the exact opposite side of the Beltway. Disgusting. Warner Brothers or Verizon, you think would have bought Disney? I mean, would have bought Marvel?
Marvel.
Huh.
Warner Brothers probably. I could definitely see the Warner Brothers side of things.
Interesting. It would be disgusting if Verizon had them. Comcast, I could see buying them. You know what I mean? Then they consolidated. Yeah, I can see that they consolidated. Yeah. So Horizon Forbidden West, that's not coming out this year. It's a wrap.
Nope, it's coming next year.
What does PlayStation have coming out this year at all? And what's their big joint for the holiday?
Something they haven't talked about yet.
Hey, Sid, don't breathe so hard. Okay, the other two are online stores. Okay.
Yeah, because at this point now, like God of War is gone. That Jones probably Horizon will follow right behind it. Like I can't think of anything left in there. Of all
they're done for exclusives, for major exclusives for the year. Is that where we are? Ratchet and Clank is the last joint.
I think so.
God of War not coming out this year.
No,
God of War got pushed.
God of War definitely won't be out this year.
They already pushed.
God of War might not make it out next year.
Probably,
honestly, at this point, I think they're going to rely on third parties, especially once the holiday right now. Call of Duty, that announcement's probably going to happen probably in the next month or so. So we'll know about that coming. I think they're going to rely
holiday by default.
Yeah, I think they're going to rely on the third parties.
And maybe probably that and focus on and getting out systems as well, probably.
Oh, they'll probably, you know what?
How market the Series X. Market, you ain't got no Series X. You still hurting? Sony dying right now.
I thought you got a Series X. Did I miss?
As far as my curveball too, I got one. Okay. What if Civil War never happened?
I dig that.
Okay.
I dig that. I actually got
like they all signed or they all didn't sign. Like, how does that story
one way or the other?
Yeah.
I can dig that. Honestly, I remember seeing someone doing
somebody's getting new systems. Sony just announced they sold like 10 million joints. They buying them off eBay for like an extra $250 or something like that.
Hey, Marcus, in here.
Are you saying PlayStation doesn't have games? No. I'm saying PlayStation doesn't have any exclusive titles slated for the
PS5. Yeah.
Battlefield's the other one.
They don't have anything. Not that I can think of. There isn't anything that's slated for the rest of this year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I was thinking, go for it.
I was gonna say I was gonna ask you to talk to me about the technical test for Halo.
Let me throw my curveball out.
Where it is all that.
Yeah, and I said I'll throw my curveball out there, and I'll talk about the Halo technical test. But
hold on, Battlefield gonna save who? K Dizzle.
PlayStation. That's another third party, so they're gonna have Battlefield and Call of Duty. But unfortunately, Battlefield is the official game of the Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
that's not gonna save PS5.
But the curveball jump, actually going back to it was a it was actually an image that somebody drew. I remember you seeing that Punisher Spider-Man jump, but thinking of probably someone else a little bit more opposite. What if Cap became Punisher? Like I feel like that's like not Hydra, like Cap is Punisher. And in the way, instead of the way that he did things, he went about it that way for it.
Captain America became the Punisher.
And maybe Agent Carter, maybe Peggy ended up, maybe she got killed early on, and maybe she became that catalyst to why he went down that route and became.
Pretty much.
Isn't Punisher? Listen, y'all get ready to be mad at me, dog. Isn't Punisher Batman but broke
without money?
Batman with guns and broke. Killed family. I want revenge.
Because one fact, like, isn't the only reason why Bruce Wayne, because he can afford to just keep putting people in jail because he can just afford to keep capturing them. Like, he just ain't like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Cap would definitely rack up bodies.
No, he would rack up bodies. I think the only difference with the Punisher is Batman would kind of stop at like.
Wait, does Cap still have the super soldier serum if he becomes Punisher?
Yeah.
Hey, dog, wait, what?
I get it.
Hey,
No.
Let me tell you how I'm getting ready. You don't even know. I'm getting ready to text somebody right now and be like, draw this for me. Not even joking. Like,
do that. Because I think what'll happen is my man got this. You know what? Everything was going normal. No. Everything went normal. You know, he had the good heart, all
Marcus,
that. So you know what? We got him the super soldier serum, but then like Peggy got killed. Maybe it was something that he tried to prevent. He couldn't prevent it. She got killed, and then that was the switch that got flipped and turned my man from being the goodness of everything to just being this black-hearted evil.
Just snapping. Just going on, just snapping. I mean, listen. I like it, bro. I say write it. I say you write it.
Ooh. Delusion. Hey, we're talking what if here. So that's the whole premise of what if.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
The whole premise of what if. Things that you would never think about.
Since you already talking, what if Spider-Man 3 never happened? Hey, listen, first of all, Spider-Man 3, not a bad movie, just a bad Venom. Not really evil, just mad delusion. I dig it. I dig it. Yeah, talk to me about this Halo technical test, bro.
Yeah, so I managed to get into the technical preview for Halo Infinite. And I will tell you
why you do that. I'm gonna do this again. Go ahead. I'm keep talking.
That I will tell you. That joint is clean.
That's right on time. I need a new one.
Halo Infinite, just from the little bit that I was able to play, this multiplayer was clean. Now, granted, there were some glitches and there were some things throughout, and I give them props because they were fixing and adapting things all through the 3 days that this thing was happening. I mean, they threw out a couple updates for it, but I mean, when I tell you they were addressing things quickly, and adapting, it was amazing.
That's dope.
They took out, so I really like the way Infinite plays because it plays more of how the original 3 Halo games were, Reach and ODST. So they don't have a lot of the extra, like the jetpacks and all that type of stuff that they kind of added in afterwards.
It took out the boost,
and the boost and all of that. They took out
power punch. Yeah,
they took out assassinations. For right now, they did say that they are going to re-implement it into it in some shape and form. But they found
Marcus.
Hey,
there are points for that one, Marcus.
Hey, we'll get to that. But they took out assassinations because they felt as though it was an unfair advantage. Because the issue is, if you started doing assassinations, even though you were going to get that kill, if someone else came up, they could just assassinate you, and then it just becomes like an endless thing that would just happen. So they ended up they took that out. So everything was just pretty much just straightforward. Initially, the whole test was designed for everyone to play against bots because this is the first time that Halo is diving into the realm of you being able to fight bots.
Right.
And through each day of the technical test, they had different levels of the bots. So it was Spartan was the hardest ones. It was Spartans, Reach, and ODST. I think that's how they named it. I forget exactly how they named it. But each day, the difficulty level that you would experience with the bots got harder.
Yeah.
I thought that was amazing because the bots, you could tell as each one went up, they started becoming smarter and adapting.
Hey, Slim, can I tell you that I watched video of bots teabagging people? Like the bots. Dog, everybody. Like the bots were killing people and just straight teabagging them. Like it's a whole thing.
I didn't experience that.
Oh,
I would laugh my ass off. I would laugh.
How the grappling hook feel when you're using it?
The grappling hook actually feels pretty good. I will tell you, the only thing is it's one of those that you have to make sure that you're actually aiming at a surface because otherwise it'll do what physics say. If you miss the surface, the jump's not going to latch onto anything. Right. But definitely the swinging mechanic, like I wasn't able to do some of what these people out here were fancying and doing, and like swinging, jumping up, and like coming up in the air and like killing someone. Like I couldn't do all of that stuff. But as a quick getaway, and kind of setting up your next move, whether it's you just zip lining somewhere to get out the line of fire, and then you're able to take that cover and then come back and take somebody out. The grappling hook's cool. On top of it, the weapon grab thing, now that works. because when I got the grappling hook, and when the special weapons show up on the map, if you got that grappling hook and you guys start running to them, you just take the grappling hook, grab whatever weapon it is, and you in business. I tell you, I had some people that was angry because the thing is, the game was default to everyone's chat being automatically on, so you could hear you could hear everything if folks didn't turn that stuff off. So it's like I grappled. Well, I think it was the hammer at one point. So in the trailer where the dude grappled the sword, the samurai dude grabbed the sword. So you play on that map, but they put the hammer there instead of the sword. So I grappled the jump, and my teammate was pissed because he went to go jump across to actually grab it. But I literally just Spider-Man the jump, pulled it back, and hit the opponent with the hammer. I was like, yo, I was going for the hammer. And I was like,
goddamn Solarian.
That's it. That's it.
But overall, I will tell you, 343 Studios, 343 has put their foot all the way in this.
Okay. I respect that.
I think this is going to revitalize. I don't want to. Well, let me say it this way: all the professional tournaments that are played for Halo has all been still Halo 3.
Took you long enough, Marcus.
I think they did Halo Reach at one point, but it's always been Halo 3. This will replace that, and they will actually bring in these tournaments into the new time, the new technology for it.
Yeah. I mean, here's what I'm hearing. What if Mario Bros ate Subway? What if she ate Burger King? Here's what I want to know, because I've been seeing a little bit of rumor about this as a possibility too, because we still don't have a release date. I am hearing that the Halo Infinite multiplayer may get released, and that the single player, that the game itself may not.
I agree.
You think that might happen?
I can agree
for all
with
intents
that.
and purposes, it seems like this joint is, because again, here's the other thing: the build that was released for people to play over the weekend is already a month and a half old.
Yeah,
it's a
little bit older. So I think that's a possibility. With the way that they're going with this, that's the whole reason why it was split into two, and they keep saying holiday. I feel like, yes, we are going to get something Halo Infinite for holiday.
Hey, Mari. Welcome to the show.
What I will tell you, as much as I want to play the story of Halo Infinite, if I only get the multiplayer for right now, I'm happy. And I know for you guys, you guys love to play the bot side. I know the multiplayer, getting online and playing with folks and everything. I will tell you, you guys will have a hell of a time playing against these bots.
I mean, realistically, listen. If you listen, Microsoft owns Rare. Perfect Dark had the best bots that have ever been released in a game, ever.
No
bro. Hey, Slim. They had bots. They had revenge bots. Hey, listen.
Hey, look. When he was talking about fighting against Spartans and ODSCs, the first thing popped in my head is, hold up, can I make bots like that?
Yes.
My brain started going there.
They had bots that would only went after the person who last killed them. You know what I mean? They had stuff like that. So you could put all these different kinds of bots in. So they had a revenge bot. They had it was all types of joints like that
whoever got the least amount of kills, they just keep going after you. Whoever got the most kills, they keep going after them.
They had a joint whoever had the most kills, whatever live player had the most kills, this bot only goes after you. They don't care. Whoever's in the lead with the most kills, they always go after you. Or whoever has the least amount of kills, they always go after you.
They just go.
They had all kinds of stuff in there like that. That was so dope.
I think that was actually implemented, because now they could have simply named each bot 1, bot 2, bot 3, and bot 4. All the bots have different names. Maybe they did a certain program with certain ones to go after and do certain things, and every single one of them had a different name. I don't think maybe at one point I may have come across the name twice, but every time I fought a bot, they all had different names, which makes me think they were all programmed to exploit and do certain things on there. And I will tell you, the one time I did boot in, because they did mention there were certain connection issues, it had me, and I think you guys saw the video when I uploaded this jump. It don't log me in by myself. And when I tell you all 4 of these bots
I saw
came after me, like I don't know what.
I saw that.
It was no defending. They just came down and just murked me. I was like, yo.
I just remember saying, what if Ty was on time, though?
No, I was laughing at that earlier, dog.
Hey, Marcus, listen, dog. Y'all like been on one a little bit tonight, man. You so excited about being able to talk bad about One Piece again, man. You kind of like, hey, listen, man, I'm going to tell you what. There's a thing. Like, here's the thing. I feel like there's a little bit of pressure that's off of Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
If Horizon is actually delayed and is not coming out this year, that removes a certain amount of pressure from them to have to. My goal? What? No. What? I don't. Okay.
What?
I don't know what that means. If Horizon's not coming out this year, literally, that takes a certain amount of pressure off of Microsoft and 343 to release the main game. If they release the free to play. You don't have to have Xbox Live, play it on all of the Xbox systems, and play it on PC. And you get everybody talking about Halo. Everybody's playing it. Everybody's sharing it. Everybody's on it. Mm-hmm. It turns into a competitor in a space that has only been dealt with by Fortnite, by yeah, my man going for you. He coming for your jugular, bro.
Sounds clean.
First of all, I'm gonna need Goldberg to relax. Like, I need to relax. Second of all, we're not talking about wrestling in here. Although we are going to talk about the releasing my man.
Yeah, you is going to talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, Apex, Fortnite, COD. That's what that space is. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think Battlefield has. I don't think they got a leg in the race. I think it's going to be cool. I think there's going to be some moments that get some video play, but I still think it's $70 a pop. EA they're making a mistake with Battlefield. I think that's what it is. I think that's a serious mistake. And them partnering with the Xbox to be like, Xbox is the official Battlefield. Okay, that's cute and all, which makes sense because Microsoft and EA are in bed together with Game Pass and all of that, but let's keep it a buck. Let's also remember that there are still Tokyo Game Show, Paris Games Week, GDC just ended, and we still got Video Game Awards. There are going to be announcements.
Oh, yes.
And surprises still coming, period. Like, period. So, there are things that Microsoft is in a position to do if at least the multiplayer is ready to go, even if they hold tight on the single player. As a matter of fact, there's a possibility that if they didn't release Halo until next spring, they go like March, but everybody's been playing the free-to-play Halo whatever, there's a much higher chance that people who are into this will buy the single-player game that weren't going to buy it before. People who are playing it, they'll be able to look at those numbers, but look at all the people that are playing this game, right? People buying Xboxes to play this free-to-play game, right? Because everybody's talking about it. Chances that it's going to be harder to get a PlayStation this holiday than it will be to get an Xbox this holiday. Let's just keep it a buck. And then they go, oh, yeah, that guy y'all been playing with, that whole Master Chief thing, whatever, 4-player, co-op, here's a story, let's get it in. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a much that people who would not have purchased Halo, who have been playing the free Halo Infinite multiplayer, whether they playing bots or against other people, but haven't joined Game Pass yet, will join Game Pass to get the story. You know what I'm saying? In Halo, even if they don't spend the money to buy Halo, right? And they just like, we just put it out whenever Horizon come out.
You can imagine just running in multiplayer for like 3 months, getting your practice and getting your skills together, and then just diving into that story mode and just be, already got your bearing straight, already being nice.
I have no problem. And that was you know what? And that was good that you bring that
Relax,
up.
Marcus.
That you bring that up because they actually had a weapons training jump within the actual tech test as well too. So like literally, you could grab any of the guns that they added in, and you literally could get to a proficiency with them. Like they literally had you scoping, shooting, and as you got better, of course, your scores got higher, and you got graded. Pretty much like in a easy, medium, and hard version of it. And I tell you, some of these new weapons that they've introduced, pretty clean, pretty clean. And supposedly, and like obviously, I don't know how we would actually know. They did say apparently unintentionally there were some spoilers of the actual story
that got put in. Yeah,
they got put in it. But obviously, unless there was something directly correlating maybe with one of the previous Halo games, I don't know if you would necessarily be able to find it. I'm sure there's probably something maybe within the Halo lore. If you're that deep into it, then maybe you would see it and then kind of be like, oh. But honestly, I didn't take the time for that. Like I literally got in there to do what they wanted to do, was kill bots, and then when they unleashed the normal, I was so upset. They only unleashed the normal 4v4 Slayer for an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, but I ate that junk. I ate that junk up.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right, man. I'm gonna have my eyes on it for sure, because I still think that there's a high possibility that they just aren't going to
release the single player campaign.
Yeah, you know what?
I have a feeling they're not going to
the story campaign.
Yeah,
I'm not mad. If they got to polish that story or polish whatever, you know what? Do it. And if you're going to put the multiplayer out, and that's what we're going to work with until then, honestly, I think there's no issue there at all.
I wouldn't be against it. I wouldn't be against it.
Yeah.
Oh shit, Mark.
What if Marcus wasn't drinking?
Just what if Marcus?
Hey, so check this out. We gonna wrap things up soon.
Marcus went in the comments.
We got prep to do, man. We're trying to get ready for Otakon this weekend. Is anybody in the chat? Anybody going to Otakon this weekend? We'll be there in and out of the 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, man. Otakon is not a joke. It's not 24 hours, but it runs till like midnight.
It's all day.
It is.
From sunup to late night.
Yeah, till well after the sun is down.
Yeah.
So we'll be at Otakon this weekend. Getting some. We're doing some interviews and talking to some people. So y'all just kind of keep your eyes out. We're gonna try to get some stuff posted to the IG and to our reels and all that kind of stuff. So keep your eyes peeled for some of that. Definitely trying to hit the ground running and talk to a bunch of artists and vendors and that kind of thing out on the floor. But definitely have some good interviews set up with some folks. Ain't that right, Sam? We
do, man. I get to talk with the main protagonist from Jujutsu Kaisen. What's his name? I can't think of his name right now. I'm drawing a blank, long day. But I get to talk to him. I get to talk to... There's two other people on our list that we selected that we got to talk to. I'm just drawing a blank now of their names and who they are. Like I said, long day.
I think we're gonna eat these while we're there.
Oh, I'm down with that. I am 100% down with that.
So I know about the Fruity Pebbles candy bars though. Yeah, so we're definitely be doing some snack bites while we're there. Yeah, so we got that. It's gonna be action packed this weekend. Man, Nerd Prom's coming up. I still don't know about Nerd Prom just yet. We got Awesome Con coming up.
Yep.
Badges are squared away for that. We have the panel on Saturday at Awesome Con. So keep your eyes peeled. We're gonna be busy. It's gonna be busy over the next few weeks. A lot happening. Some more show and tell coming your way. Getting some things edited up and prepped out for you. If you are not already, I think most of you in here are in the Loading Snacks Movie Club. If you're not, you might want to jump in there and check that out. The movie for this month that was voted on, J. Robert Dees. Suicide Squad 2021, new Suicide Squad movie, which drops this Friday. It'll be in HBO Max, or you can go to theaters and check it out. We're not going to try to get together at the theater to watch this one. We already decided that Shang-Chi is going to be the movie for next month. So we'll look into putting something together for that, because Disney said only in theaters now. So
gotta go out to go see it.
Yeah, we'll see how that turns out. Cuddy, man, do you recognize this box, Cuddy? Do you know what this is, Cuddy? Because you always hit me up about the Legos and stuff. Do you know what this is?
Mm-mm.
Do you have any idea? You know what this is? Because this showed up today. I wasn't expecting it until Thursday, and I came home to start the show, and this was here. This was here. I just want to know, Cuddy, if you know what that is. You might know it. Let me open this. Let me just go ahead. Slide this open. Now you know they put out the whole Lego. Smells like new shoes.
The new shoes.
Yeah, dog. Fresh joints with the Lego. Yeah, look at that. With the shell toes. Boy, they stupid for this. Yeah, that's gonna be. Yikes.
Okay.
Yikes. Show and tell coming your way. About to go down. I'm excited that those managed to show up as quickly as they did.
Yeah, that's dope.
Okay, jokes.
Mm-hmm.
You got a job to do. Y'all make sure y'all check out the link tree. Not much has changed there, but it's the best way to get in contact. Follow us across the board. For all of the different things that we're doing, there is a version of that where we are.
Facts.
That's probably the easiest thing to do. Our Instagram and our Facebook and our TikTok, which we need to post more often too. I'm gonna put you in charge of that, Jokes. And movie club, anime chat, wrestling chat. What's that happening there? So y'all do me a favor. Hey, listen, for some reason, I'm not seeing the links pop up in the chat. Are you seeing that?
I don't see it.
I don't see that. Yeah,
it's dropped in there, so
I see it, but it didn't populate to the screen. So
what if?
Oh man, Ty,
Marcus says it's there.
What you just did, bro. Okay, I'm glad y'all. Okay, I'm glad y'all can see the links. Maybe they're just not populating to the main screen anymore, which I guess makes sense. But as long as y'all can see them and y'all can click on them, that's what really matters. Hey Ty.
Hey buddy.
My man showed up just in time for us to close the show out. Hey, Sin, you got a job to do.
Yeah, so let's go out and shout out our top tier patrons, starting with Anthony Cunningham, Marcus Houston, Susan Dorch, and Tyrone Carson. Thank you very much. We truly appreciate it. Yes, Marcus, that was glorious. I have to admit
It really was. Yeah. Again, listen, no cutscenes this week. We probably won't do cutscenes again technically until sometime in September, maybe mid-September. So, we're going to take a little bit of a break. There's just so much going on with us trying to kind of redo that and revamp things. Mm-hmm. There's so much going on this month with 2 conventions and just all the editing and interviews and stuff like that we have planned.
Spoiler Boys too.
Coming down. Because
next week. Yeah,
there's so much happening. What if's getting ready to start? We got Spoiler Boys to deal with. Like there's gonna be so much going on that.
What if there wasn't Spoiler Boys?
Yeah, that's
we've seen what that happens when you forget to post it.
Yep.
Walk into that joint, buddy. Like a brick wall. Wham! Walk right into that joint, buddy.
They start sending out them signal flares like, yo,
what?
Yeah,
it's Monday. What am I do?
Somebody running late, bro.
late tie in the whip on the way, trying to just. If I feel like I know that's not how it works, but in my head, I don't know why this is so stupid. In my head, I feel like every time Ty texts the group message and it's like, "Where's the Spoiler Boys?" Like he's doing it with where's the Spoiler Boys? Like he just like he just shimmy in the host.
Which Chappelle character does that? Which one of Chappelle's characters does that?
Why you got him Harlem shaking, feeding for the Spoiler Boys?
Nah, it's not that cool, dog. It's just a straight up shimmy. It ain't no Harlem shake. Harlem Shake is way cooler than that, dog.
Nah,
Like,
that was the Chappelle Diddy joint. The Diddy joint.
Yeah, just with his boy. I don't know, dog. That's just the way I see it. I'm not sure why. That's just how I see it. All right, so listen, we're gonna wrap the show up. We greatly appreciate everybody hanging out with us. We'll kind of keep you posted on what's going on. Again, just look this weekend. There's going to be just kind of content flooding in, and then after, like once Monday hits, like Sunday night Monday, will probably be the main event of just like trying to get everything edited and put out and so forth. So, look, my man said it's true though. That's what
spoiler boys.
So it's gonna be just a flood of content. So realistically, it will really, really be helpful for us if as we post stuff, if you guys like it, if you share it, and so forth, drop comments, let us know what you enjoy seeing, what you want to see more of. You know, that kind of stuff is gonna kind of help us continue to adjust even how we schedule things going into additional conventions as we, you know, plan who we talk to and that kind of thing. We'll also probably be setting up as we're meeting with people to just have more people on the show, come in and guest on the show, more artists and vendors and stuff like that. We want to, you know, feature people and bring people to you and have conversations and stuff like that. So while we will be doing those interviews on site and so forth, we'll be wanting to bring
Ellis.
people in.
Hey,
smokes.
Talk about late.
DJ L Ice, dog. The DJ is supposed to be first to the party. Not late, man. What up, Ellis? Yeah, and you missed a really good conversation too. Well, you can watch it afterwards. Yeah, so please, as you see the content dropping, again, just remember to hit like, share it if you enjoy it. If there are groups and stuff that you guys are a part of that you don't see us in, if there are groups that you feel like we should be a part of, if you're part of groups on Facebook and stuff like that, if there are anime groups, if there are other, you know what I mean? If there's stuff like that, again, we want to build the groups that we have. But if there are other places where people are having great conversations and things like that, and things that you feel like, you know, even would be great for us, if you don't mind sharing our stuff there, if they allow it, cool, do that. What if Alex did drink old fashions? You mean if he didn't?
Didn't? I was about to say.
He definitely does. Appreciate that, G. It's Tie Tuesday, bro. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell you. Let me tell you a secret, bro. It's hot. I'm ready to take this point off. It's about to be over, dog. Like it's hot, bro. It wasn't too bad today, but it's hot right now. So, yeah. Again, appreciate all y'all hanging out with us tonight. It's always special. Always great to have you. Definitely lots of love coming your way. We gonna be partying this weekend. It's gonna be real out there in Odaland. So y'all look for all that Otakon content. And we'll talk about it for sure next week when we do weekly. We're gonna talk about our experience there and all that. So with that, we are out. Toodles and a very special lose.